Good morning. It's Rosalie with Can't Wait to Plan. How you guys doing? I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. This video is part of our Let's Get Organized YouTube hop that's organized by Karen Yeagle of Yes Please Paper Craft, one of my YouTube crafty friend. So before I forget, all the links of all the participants for this hop is listed below in the description box. And so this month we are focusing, oh, and speaking of Thanksgiving, this one is going live on Sunday, the week of Thanksgiving. So I just hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving with your families and friends. We had a amazing feast at my brother-in-law house. He's a chef, so he always makes such good food. And unfortunately, he wasn't feeling completely up to par, but he, what do you call it? Heck it out or check it out or whatever. He went ahead and cooked everything himself, everything homemade, even the apple pie afterwards and everything else. And wonderful. The turkey was moist and oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. If I remember, I'll try to post a photo of the, I think we did it kind of a little bit like a buffet line almost, like, so we just had it all in a table, and then people grab their stuff and go to the dining room table or the family room couch or whatever to eat together. So it was so nice, and my gosh, the soup was just delicious. He made it with kumquat squash and kabocha squash or whatever. Oh gosh, everything was just so perfect. Anyway, yummy 10 pounds later. Okay, so this month hop we are focusing on small embellishment, and for a couple of these things I'll mention it, but I'll put the link below because I've done a much more detailed a detailed video on it earlier on, so I'll put that below in case you wanted to see the whole setup. But for most of these, it's the first time I've talked about it. Okay, so I'm going to try to be organized and do things in a little bit of a alphabetized order, kind of. Some things kind of do go together, so I do that together. But I hope you find some useful organization ideas to use in your craft room. Okay, so the first one is beads. Now I have not gotten into beadworks or making those what do you call these things? These sticky tools or whatever, pokey tools, charms or anything like that. But as I watch videos and people are buying these beads, I figure I just get in the bandwagon and buy some for myself. I've stopped buying them because I can see that I haven't done anything with them, but at least that's where it went. That's where all these came from. But anyway, I'll show you. There's 5 ways. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways that I store my beads, and I do have them along with the charms and the cabochon all in one drawer in my craft room. And when it's time, we're going to do a craft room tour in this YouTube hop a few months later down the line, so I'll hopefully have things organized enough so I can show you like where I store all these things. So the first way I do it is, you know how Michaels have these super cute little containers that they do for the kids and things to make a little bracelet or whatever it is that they do. And when they go on sale, it's just, look at the cute ice cream cart thing, and I just could not take them out of the container they come in. It's also super organized like that. Look at this cute little ornaments and stuff like that. So I kept them in the original case, and they're bigger, so I just used one of these tubs. I think I got this from either 99-cent store or I think it was 99-cent store. Same with a few of these I definitely can move, but I only have a few of these cute little bells, so I store them here as well for the moment. Those definitely gonna move away. So that's the first way I store them, in their original container, because they're large. Now I do have this other one. You remember last Christmas they had all these cute little earring set and the cute little what do you call it, bracelet set and things like that Michaels was selling from Beads Landing. And when they went on sale, they were they're just a bead mix, but they do have, I know that they had charm bracelet kit and things like that. It was just so cute. And when they went on their final sales, I got a lot of these through that. It was so inexpensive. So again, I could not break these apart because these are actually good to give. If I don't use them, I'll just give it to the kids to make their own little, you know, thing or whatever, bracelet and things. So I kept them in the original box. They fit nicely in one of these. I love, this is one of my favorite size of the white organization basket that Dollar Tree sell. So anyway, that's going there. Then I do purchase some of these. I love them, but God, I just, anyway, can't have just too many of these things. These beautiful beads, what do they call these? Bead chain or whatever, and they're already coordinated. You can just put together a bracelet or whatever you want with them. So I did not take them away from the chain because, you know, they do have the spacers sometimes and things like that. And so I just stored them flat and so on. They could go in the same container of the Dollar Tree thingy. And it's just so you know the, oops, just so you know the size of these container that I use. They're the 6x9, 6x10, 6x9.5, so, you know, 6x10 container, and they fit just beautiful. And sometimes I get these when they go on sale. I get these pre-made bracelet. I don't plan to wear them like that, but I just wanted to take out the beads. So again, I kept them together. Same with these cute wood beads that I got last year at July 4th Hobby Lobby sale and so on. So these go in the same kind of container for that. And then sometimes you get these beautiful packets from, this one is from Michael as well. It was for $5 pearl pack bead set, and it's just so many, and the container is nice enough. It has a nice easy to open lids and so forth. So again, I kept them in the original container. And then you get to the smaller beads. Now the smaller beads, they will either go into the what is that called, Harbor Freight storage bins, which since I only have a few, I store them together with this, and I label as much as I can. You know, this one I got from AliExpress, and so on. So I name what it is, and if I know where I got it from, I put it down. And for AliExpress, I put down the date because I can always go back to AliExpress website and look into my order history to find where I got this from. So that's there, instead of trying to put, you know, how they have their weird, such long weird names, and they also stop carrying them all the time too. So it's one of those things that I don't even bother putting the name of the people down and stuff like that. Okay, and then if they're bigger, this one I just got from Dollar Tree and so on, I do label them, and they go into the slightly larger container that Dollar Tree sell, which I love these. Love these containers. They went up to, there used to be a pack of 10 for $1. Now I think it's a package of 6 for $1.25. But in any case, love these things. So that's how I have some of the larger one, but not too large. And then when it comes to this, the number 6 way I store them, when they come to these beads come from the Hobby Lobby, you know, the large container, bigger than this container, and they sell them as a mix. Like they have pink, light pink, dark pink, different, what, you know, silver or gold and white. So I got these. What did they come from? I forgot what they came from, but you've seen these where they came into something. It's not, they don't sell them these by itself, but I wasn't using them for anything. So I thought these were, like, I try to fit them into, I try to fit them into a container, one of those square clear see-through container that I got, like 3x3x3 or something like that. I got from Michael's, but they don't even fit. It's, you know, and in some of them, it's not enough. So I did it this way, and I love that. And, you know, and I have a couple of these different trays. So I just stack them up in the drawers. Okay, so that's the 6 ways that I do my beads. And then when you're talking about beads, then you're going to be talking about charms, right? Because those are both things that you make a necklace or a charm or a, you know, what do you call them? Something that you hang a bunch of things, yeah, charms. So anyway, again, some of these are just so cute but on its own that I didn't really remove them from the container. These again were these super cute little things that you got from Michael's, I think last year. And I will eventually, because like, you know, I kind of put them sort of somewhat together in terms of the theme of them. Like that's all the unicorn stuff and things like that. These are the summer stuff and so on. So eventually I will take them out of the packaging and we'll put them into either the Dollar Tree container or this type of container. Depends on how many I have of these things. Like this is so humongous, there's no way they'll fit in any of those. That's gonna have to go into something totally different. So for the time being, I just store these like that. I like the way it hangs. And you know, again, if I don't happen to use them, I can always gift them. And then I also do have these sets that you get from oh no, yeah, okay, no, that's fine, from Joanne or Hobby Lobby. And so I kept these. They're usually theme as well, so I kept these as is. They're just so cute, you know, with these little Christmas one and stuff like that. So that's the first way I store them. And then the other one is, of course, the same as with the beads. Most of the charms are smaller, so I usually do them in the Harbor Freight container. Again, I put down where I got it from and the date, and then what it is, because it goes into the container like this. And I alphabetize them, but sometimes I would do them together. Like if there's food, I do all the foods together. I don't, like if it's ice cream or pizza or something, I don't alphabetize that. I kind of do all the foods together. But the animals, I didn't do them together because butterfly is so different than the dogs and stuff like that. I have a lot of dogs because I love dogs. So I sort of do them separately like that. But bows, I do them together, flowers, and so on. So that's how I store these. Okay, and it's very easy to see through them too, so I love that. Very organized, and so on. So that's the 2 way I do the charm. And then with the charm drawers, I also store my cabochon stuff, because you can always add a little hanging thing on the back of your cabochon to make it into a charm. But for the most part, I plan to use them, hopefully some of them is just a little too chunky, but on cards or on my scrapbook page. And so I do store them by theme again, all the bows together, butterflies together, because I love butterflies, flowers together. But if they're, like I mentioned, if they're kind of like food, like you can see, this is a bunch of pizza pieces, cookies, and things like that. I store them, and that's donut, and that's ice cream, feet ice cream, yeah, and so forth. I store them all together, and then we get to hearts, then so on, yeah. The heart cookie I store with the hearts, because to me, they're hearts. They're not really food. But in any case, these are the way I store the cabochon. And I do have tons of cabochon. I got to remember to take them out to use, because they're not stored with my scrapbooking stuff. Okay, so let me clear this out and I'll be right back. So after we have the beads, the charm, and the cabochon, I'm going to go to bows. And I have 4 different ways I store my bows for the most part. Actually, let me see. I need to get one more thing. Hold on a second. Okay, so I love, with regards to bows, I love Anna Griffin pre-tied bows, ready-made one. So I do purchase a few packs from her, and you know, I just replenish whenever I need it. But I separate them by colors, and I use these Antonius bin from dividers from IKEA. They run, I think, like around 9 by 14. And for the most part, you know, if I only take out what I need. Originally I was dumping them all out, but I store them in the original thing that they came in, and then I just take the few of them out, so that way when I'm ready to use, it's there. And then sometime I take some of the bows and just put it in a container on top of my desk, different colors, like 1 or 2 from different colors, and that way it reminds me to use it. I do have a few of these things that come with the photo corners. I just sort of store it here. That's super old. And then I have a couple of these bins. One is for another different colors, and I mean, I don't just do Anna Griffin in here. Like, I have a hair tie thing that I thought was so beautiful. I was gonna take away the hair bow and just use this whenever it's ready to use, and that type of thing, you know, stuff like this. I do store them in this container as well, but and so on. And between, I kind of don't want the container to sag down below, because they're meant to fit, you know, completely together, so they will sink down if you don't have stuff in there. So I just cut out a piece of cardboard, just make sure that it's wider than one of the dimension, and I use the length one, and that way I can stack them on top in my drawer. So I have bows and gems, and along with bows I do what do you call these? I don't know what you call these things, I forgot now. Anyway, these things, I have them in one drawer in my craft room. So that's one way that I store the bows. I do get some stuff from AliExpress, and so I store them until I find a better way, or I do have more of these. So if I wanted to use this container for these, I can, but I don't get them. Usually I just buy the minimum set. You know, I always get the multicolor, and until I use them, and if I see that I use a particular color more. Did you know that if you get anything from AliExpress that's a multi-set, you can always send the manufacturer or the store under, you know, message, and say, and click it under the description of this product, so that way it shows them the product. I say, could I get in this multicolor, you know, 4 pink, 2, and so on, and they usually do it. So you don't have to just go with what they get, what they give you, because, you know, sometimes I do that with everything, charms and so forth too, and usually they do it for you, because, you know, I don't want to just, like, if I need something in a couple of multiple of this one thing, I don't want to just by chance only got one, because I need it for 3 different projects or whatever. Yeah. So I got these. This is so pretty. I love that. I haven't even used it yet. This one is so pretty with the organza ribbons and so on. So these I just stored. This one is actually a ribbon. It come in a long strip, but I bought it mainly to use as bow. I plan to cut it out and use as bow. Same with this one. Look how pretty this is, right? This one I got from Ali last year, the year before, last year, yeah. And it's just beautiful. You see how it's actually a ribbon set and so forth. So these were actually 2 different sets, and you just buy, I bought the smallest length one and so on, you know. So I store that. I usually try to put where I bought it from on there, but sometimes I didn't get to it. I started doing that lately, but I didn't do it always from the beginning. So that's another way. And depending how many of these you have before you transfer them into something more permanent, you can just pick the correct size container. This one is the smaller of the Dollar Tree one, but I usually like the 6x9 the best. And then I bought this one set. Oh my God, it was huge. It was from Amazon. I would never do that again. And they wouldn't even I wanted to get some small bows, and so this one came with, like, I think 100, and it was, or maybe not, maybe it was, yeah, it was AliExpress. I mean, not AliExpress. I think it was, you know, all these are AliExpress people that's posted on Amazon. But anyway, they came with a whole bunch, and it's just so anyway, this is the only, I don't like this container because it's harder to take stuff out, but for bows it's not bad. And I just separate them by color for the most part, and these are my smallish bows. Yeah, so that's the three-way. And then with my whatever this is called, rosette, yeah, I have a couple of these bins that I just throw them in because I'm probably gonna have a lot more. These are just stuff either I bought it as is or I just made them. These actually, yeah, like this I bought, but some of these I made, and so on, just to have ready to go. And so there's a couple bins of that, and that's how I do my bows. Now the next one I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into brads and so on. So with brads, there's only two ways I store brads. First is the, you know, what do you call these, Harbor Freight container. I think I had this sort of, I always like it the other way, so I had these a little bit backwards, but I store them, I try to store them by color and by size. So these are, you know, and so for by theme, these work by color, by size, and by theme. And then I didn't even label these yet. I mean, I kind of can see what they are, and then they go into you know, some other one. There's some pearls, some pretty pearl one here. There's some kind of gems one, a brass like that. I even have, you know, like some humongous one. These I got a long time ago, and they're just things I got, I guess I got for free when I go to one of those expo show and things like that. So I'd store them as best as I could in these container, and they all fit in these container. None of them I had enough to go to the larger Dollar Tree container, but I do have some really tiny brads that came into, you know, those multi-package box that, I don't know, different. This one I didn't even label where I got it from, but I decided to get, I got this from Dollar Tree recently, and it's just the tool bench is in the hardware section, and it's this one here, and I got them, and they're just perfect to store for the smaller one that I have. Some of them I stored together because I ran out of space, but for the most part I got 3 of these tiny brads, and then something a little bit bigger, but I didn't have enough to even store in that other one. So I like this a lot, actually. Some of the smaller one I may actually transfer over to these type of container. They're a little bit easier to see, and these are all round. They're not theme or anything like that, just a round head. So I think I like that a lot. So that's how I did my brads. I also linked in with here some small embellishment. That's my eyelets. Now I haven't bought eyelets for years, but I have quite a few. Came in big sets and different sets and whatever, and they came into those weird container that's kind of like look like the one they're just like this. They have a lid, and it's just very hard to open, very hard to see. So I transfer them all into this, and they're usually by theme, you know, like these are all the flower, no, the snowflake one, these are the flower one, and by color. Okay, so that's all I did here. And again, I didn't even label them because I can see right away what they are. And same thing with these really tiny eyelets one. And these are just by color. They're all round, no theme or anything like that. And again, I just got to remember to take them out and use them to attach things instead of always using glue, right? And it gives some nice textures and everything else. And then, so that's brad and eyelet. Then I'm going to go into buttons because that's kind of alphabetized, right? So buttons, I don't have a lot, thank goodness. I'm not obsessed about something, one, you know, and so on. I don't sew. So when I use button, I feel like I need to put some threads onto, you know, into these things, and I just don't love doing that. So I stopped buying buttons, although I know you don't have to. And I found this, I have plenty of these type of things like the one I just showed earlier for the mini bows, but I need something a little bit bigger because I do have, you know, more what do you call it, type or categories, colors or whatever of the buttons. So I found this, I believe it was at Walmart for the large craft carrier. It was inexpensive. So I bought that and it fits pretty much perfectly. I do have to stack up on a couple of different things. Like, I gotta use these, man. They're so cute. They almost look like flare buttons and they take up space and so forth. So I'm going to try to remember to use those up. But in any case, so the buttons I store in here and that's it. Before I had them in, I can't even remember how I stored them before, but I love this style because it's just, I just have one container and it is done. Okay, so the next, what do you call it, categories I have is gems, and gems are actually pretty simple and so on. But you know what, I'm gonna clear this out and come back with the last two categories, which is gems and sequins. Okay, talk to you back. So we're gonna talk about gems next. So again, the first way I do it is keep it in an original container, especially when the container is easy to reseal. They're not going to be leaking out or falling out. And this pack is just so much. They have the pearls. It's actually really easy to separate out the pearl and the pink and the ivory pearl. But I decided to just leave it as is. I also have gems that are what do you call it, also again pearls. This was a set that I got from, I think it was Amazon as well. Really inexpensive, but it just flat back pearl gems, and I separate them by colors. They came by colors like that. And then I have other ones that I pick up from Michael's or something like that. It was kind of in one of these things, and I should have left it in there, but the container that this came in was kind of weird size, and it's round. I don't like round, so I separate them out kind of by size as best as I could. So like these two are the medium, that's the large, and that's the small. And then they had some black one in there as well, so that I separate them and that's the Harbor Freight container organizer as well. And then most of my other gems, which are more like stickers, is stored in this container. Now this is one of those standard you know, gift box thing. I get the one with the handle on both sides, and I got this on sale at Tuesday morning for, I don't know, $5 or whatever. And I tried to get them in pattern that's easy to coordinate with other things, because of course when they're on sale, right, they're not like you can get, and you don't need to get a whole bunch. If they have solid color, I actually usually like that as well because it's easier, but usually they have patterns on them. So for my bows that are stickers and things that you get like pre-made like this from Hobby Lobby and so on, I do store them in these. Now I do have a video for this as well as the one I did for the gems and sequins and so on. So I'll link those below. So I store them in these 3-section sheet protectors that are 3-hole punch. I get these from Amazon. The link for them is below under my Amazon affiliate link. But anyway, I store these for that. I think I try to get everything more or less in 8.5 by 11 or 6 by 12. So the container you got, these were 10.5 by 14, I believe. Just make sure they clear at least a 13-inch that way, and this way you don't care, right? But anyway, so that's that, right? Also some rosette there, any of these type of things. And I do try to keep where I got them from in the back. I didn't do that always, but now that I do videos, it's you know, I try to be helpful and let people know where I got it from. Then you have these long strip things that you get in different packs and different stuff from Hobby Lobby and so on. I put them in these 6 by 12 envelope from, also get these packaging from Amazon. And if you stack them like this and you store them this way, they tend to fall down to the bottom. So I just do a non-permanent adhesive in the back of the acetate here to try to keep them from falling into each other. Okay, so same thing with this. This was a Hobby Lobby sales, really inexpensive, 74 cents or whatever. And this was also from Hobby Lobby as well. I keep thinking I got this from Dollar Tree, but it's, and I don't know why I got 2 of these. Don't need 2. It's actually, I have not been able to use them at all. I didn't like them. I thought that this middle part was a gem, but it's actually just a empty thing. It's kind of weird. I mean, you know what I could do? Maybe I put some Nouveau Drop, clear Nouveau Drop, or glossy accent or something, and make them into looking more like a gem. And then the rest I tried to do as theme as I could. You know, these are the 6 pocket organizer. Again, all of these link are listed below in my description. These are just beautiful rhinestones that spell out words. I got these like a gazillion years ago. I didn't use them up yet, and then I started so they're more shape. Sometimes these are the 4 sheet protector one. I just got to remember to use these and so on. And then they just go into different style, different colors, and so on, you know. And I try to do the pearl together or the heart shape together, but it's not always that way. But I try because it's, you know, it's I do them by size more than by colors, because a lot of the sheets, you see, they come in different colors like this. So if you do them by color, then it's going to make it really difficult. But see, I like all these have the same size one on there. There's all my pearls one and so on. So I thought that may be helpful for you. I did a much more extensive YouTube video earlier, so take a look at that, and then again go back to these 3 pockets one, you know, these beautiful Hobby Lobby one that we got. I did use a couple of these. I was so nicely surprised. And then they also have these 3, was it these 3 pockets? No, these were just, I just glued them in the back, but these are just regular sheet protectors, these from Hobby Lobby. And then they do have the 2 vertical one pockets, so I use that for some of these larger, you know, 4 by 11 thing. And if they don't quite fit, just trim them down. You know, I try to keep them the original size, but no reason. So this is not even a divider, they're bigger, so I just put them that way. And I don't try not to put things in the backs, but sometimes I do, just so that way when you flip through, you don't have to remember to do these. And these, I think I mentioned it, this was from a belt or something. This was from a pair of shoes that broke, and so I cut it out. This was from a scarf or whatever it was. I can't even remember. But nevertheless, we don't throw anything that still can be used, right? All right. So that's my gems. With my sequins, I have about 4 different ways, I guess. 4 different ways I stock them. So I do them by colors. These are all my blues, and if I know where they're from, TM for Tuesday morning, I would put it down and how much I pay for it. That sometimes it's helpful. And I put anything you can use in sequin mix. So this is actually a food thing. It's like a cocoa choco maker, so they're chocolate actually, and so on. But I plan to use them just like these. You know, I think these came in some kind of products, so they're just pretty. So I use them. I can use them in a sequin mixing with this. I don't know where this came from, but it was really cute and very fine. So again, you can use them in that. So I do them in the Dollar Tree container, in a Dollar Tree basket. I also do the smaller packaging, a smaller size one, in the Harbor Freight one. And again, these are, you know, the one that came from Dollar Tree. It's have 3 different colors in one. These are, you know, not sequins, but these tiny beads. I got these from Hall Craft Class Beads. I think I got these from, I can't remember, one of the online retailers. And so again, this one, it's by color to a certain extent, so it's go kind of, I don't know what I did there. Blue, black, gold, yeah, blue, black, gold, kind of goldish, and then green, pink, purple, red, yeah? Okay, and then I also keep them in their original containers sometimes because of the weird size they are, how big they are. Like this one, I would not fit in anything, and this is such a huge bucket. They have a nice container to allow you to to shake them out. So I left them in there. So a lot of glitter sequins, and different other things that you could use in sequin mix. Same thing with this. I like the container. It allows you to do this, you know, after you remove the thing. So I kept them in that. This was so cute as it is. You know, again, you open this and you turn them and they go into different sequin mix. And so I kept them as is. They kind of go together anyway. And this I just are so cute. So I kept them in that. This was from, I think it was from a Little Birdie or something like that. Just a cute little container. Same with this. This was actually from Tuesday morning. No, yeah, Tuesday morning from Michael's. It's such pretty set. And this was a Little Birdie one. Has all the reds together. They come in cute little bottles. So again, I kept them together because it's just sweet. So you don't, I don't know, no need to remove them from something. It's super cute, right? And then I got a bunch of these type of pre-made shaker sticker. All of these come from Hobby Lobby. Super cute, right? Look at that. Oh, and the doggy. I wish they do other doggy beside the bulldog. And we have so many of the bulldogs and stuff. So what I typically do this is usually I buy multiples anyway. So I usually take one and I put it in the theme section of my embellishment. So like this would go into the celebration or birthday stack of embellishment. This I go into the same area. And then this would go into the girl stuff, the teenage girls and above. And this going into animals and so on, right? So that way I know where to find the rest of them, but at least I have one over there that remind me when I go through my embellishment that it is there. Okay, so that is the end of this organization hop video. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please click a like down below and consider subscribing if you're not subscribing. I'm hoping to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, which is December is my birthday month. So I'm hoping to do a giveaway and everything else for both my birthday and the subscriber celebration. And hopefully I'll do a hop as well, but we will see on that. And if you are a subscriber and come back and watch my videos, which I know many of you do, I so appreciate you. I love you. I miss you. When I was kind of trying to do a lot of organizations, I didn't get to do as many videos and so forth, but I'm glad that you still come back and check me out now that I'm back a little bit more frequently. All right, you take care. Check out those videos below from all the other participants, and we will talk to you soon. Bye for now.